Live on a Tuesday edition of Cleveland Browns Daily. I am merely Bo. He is the great Z. And away we go.
The boys are back in town.
They're here, baby.
The boys are back in town.
That's a good one, man. It's a nice rendition for you to drop on a Tuesday in July.
It felt good. Not gonna lie. It felt good.
What is that movie? What movie is that in?
The boys are back in town? Feels like it should be a lot of things.
It feels like everything from the 80s.
Yeah.
Like every time.
I feel like there were a lot of
Beverly Hills Cop, 48 Hours.
Certainly a lot of commercials.
Lethal Weapon. Yeah.
A lot of commercials.
It was used in a lot of that.
Yeah.
I feel like anything that's a buddy movie, which was 90% of the action movies in that genre.
It feels like any time a sports
Yeah.
league's about to start or
Yeah. Could use
boys
it
are back in town.
get all jacked up.
By the way, I was doing this morning. Luca woke up, dropped a bomb up his sides, legs.
Oh,
just
got
everywhere,
loose.
nuked it, and then after that was like so happy and laughing and smiling. It was so cute, and he was great. And then like a few minutes later, Kayla was walking around with him, and he was being a little fussy, and like kind of started to cry. And I said, I'll give him something to cry about. Because like my dad, he said, "You want to cry? I'll give you something to cry about."
Yeah, that's a big line.
Yeah, it was a big line. So it felt
Back in
good. It felt good saying that.
Their
Yeah.
generation
Yeah.
was big too.
You want to cry?
I'll give you something.
I'll give you something to cry about. And that's my like old timey voice, apparently.
The Boys Are Back in Town by Thin Lizzy.
Okay.
Most notably in 48 Hours.
Gosh, I nailed it.
Nailed
There
it.
you go.
Nailed it. Yeah.
Also, The Expendables, A Knight's Tale. That's when they come back
Knight's
for the
Tale, sure.
joust.
Yeah.
Sure,
end.
sure.
And Detroit Rock City.
Okay. 48 Hours. Pretty good job.
Expendables is actually, I feel
Yeah.
like that's a movie that doesn't get enough
I've never seen it.
discussion.
I've
It's
never
like
seen
Everybody You Want.
I know, and it feels like it
It's
is
great.
probably
It's a
everything
fun
that I would
movie.
want.
They're fun. I think the boys would like them.
How many do they do?
I think 2. And they're a second.
No.
No, just 1?
J-Max says 4 or 5.
Oh, really? They ran it back a lot. Give me premise.
Everybody
I know
who was
Stallone's in it.
Everybody who's
Yeah.
ever in an action movie, they go fight bad dudes.
That's
Sold.
it.
Sold.
Together. They
That's
all
right.
fight them together.
Together. Yeah, that's it.
Are there some?
There are 4 of them.
Is there an instance where I don't know if you and I are going to get along? We might butt heads a little bit.
Yes.
So someone's
there's
got
a
to be
lot
the
of
leader
that.
of this
There's a lot of
operation.
that. There's
Oh,
a lot
yeah.
of that.
Yeah.
That happens throughout.
That's
yeah,
pretty
there's
much
always needs to have that conflict, some internal conflict of like, damn it, I don't like you, but I need you.
Well, then there's
You need that. That's got to be
Sylvester
there.
Stallone, who says, actually, I am the one who's I directed this, and I also put a lot of the money in it, and that's why I'm in the front of the poster when you see it. That's how he does it.
I have watched a few episodes of Tulsa King in the last couple of weeks,
Yeah.
Good.
which is fun, really fun. There's an episode early on where he delivers like his age, and you go, oh, yeah, I guess he has
Yeah.
to be.
All right. Are you aware of who all's in it?
All right. If I were doing, you said I know Stallone's in it.
Yep.
I would assume that if this is what we're going for, that a Dolph Lundgren would be in it.
You got a Dolph
You want
Lundgren.
Dolph?
Yep.
From that, John, do you get am I getting a Schwarzenegger, or is that just too big?
He is in the trailer. He was in it, wasn't he? In the first one?
Arnold?
I know you have a Jason Statham. You have a Jet
Oh.
Li.
Okay.
You get
That's
a
more
Randy
90s.
Couture. You get a Stone Cold Steve Austin, a
Okay,
Terry
so-
Crews.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Is Van Damme in it?
Was in it. The big stars are Stallone, Statham, and Jet Li are the top 3. Bruce
three.
Willis. Hold on. Bruce Willis.
Yeah,
Mickey
Willis.
Rourke.
Oh, jeez.
Terry Crews, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Randy Couture, Dolph Lundgren, Jet Li, Jason Statham, Sylvester Stallone. That's-
Arnold is in the first one.
Arnold's
Yeah,
in it.
I didn't
Yeah, yeah.
remember
But I think
that.
it's a cameo.
Just
He's
like
not,
a cameo?
He's not.
Yeah.
He's not part of the brawling. So the premise is that a CIA agent hires a team of mercenaries to eliminate a Latin dictator and a renegade CIA agent.
Sold.
There you go.
That's all you need.
That's all you need.
You give me renegade former government employee, wins.
Yeah.
That's going to win every time.
Latin dictator. Yeah.
Anytime you have a situation where you got a guy who goes a little bit further than the law, like there's the law, I go a little further than that. So where the law stops, that's where I get going.
Yes, I remember.
I like those type of
Arnold
situations.
was in it, but it's like uncredited. It's like an uncredited cameo. Uncredited cameo. Arnold Schwarzenegger is Trench Mauser.
Trench Mauser.
Yeah, when they sat around, they
That's
said,
great.
what are we going to call him? How about Trench Mauser?
Trench sold.
Jean-Claude Van Damme was personally offered a role by Stallone, but turned it down because he felt there was no substance or development to the character.
Stop it.
Stallone said that
The guy who was in sudden death?
I'll come up with a few other ones, too.
Come on.
Stallone said, and I quote, that Van Damme told him he should be trying to save people in South Central. At the premiere of the film, Stallone claimed to have been speaking to Van Damme over the phone. He said, "I told you," to which Van Damme concurred and expressed regret over not participating. Van Damme would later appear as the main antagonist, Jean Villain, in this film's sequel.
Oh, okay. So they did get him. Mm-hmm. I bet you they didn't get Seagal because I think he's just with Putin. I don't think he's... He is. I think he is. I think he's just with Putin. I don't think he ever comes around.
Steven Seagal was asked
you?
to make a cameo, but turned down the offer due to negative experiences with producer Avi Lerner. The role of Hail Caesar, great name, that's literally the name, was supposed to be for Wesley Snipes. He turned it down because of his tax issues and couldn't leave the U.S. without the court's approval. Then it was rewritten for Forrest Whitaker. Due to a scheduling conflict, he was replaced by 50 Cent before the part of Hail Caesar finally went to former NFL player Terry Crews.
Wow, that
Snipes
bounced
and
around.
50 Cent, that would be in the third and fourth movies, respectively. De Niro, Pacino, Ben Kingsley, and Ray Liotta were all considered for the role of James Monroe before Stallone's The Specialist co-star Eric Roberts was eventually cast in the role.
Eric Roberts.
He can be bad.
Of course he can.
Yeah,
you
he
saw
can
him in
be-
The Specialist? You
Yeah,
remember that?
He can be bad. Yeah.
I think
I don't
Sharon
mind him as a
Stone's
big
in that,
band.
which is sad. I mean, that whole thing that's
Yeah.
tough go. Tough go with that one. Yeah. Stallone or Schwarzenegger?
Schwarzenegger.
I'm an Arnold guy too. And I love Stallone. I love First Blood. I love the Rambos, but you getting Predator, Commando, Conan.
The Running Man.
Yeah. Schwarzenegger
Terminator.
is amazing. I think it's Schwarzenegger too.
And in a
Stallone's
fight to the
is
death,
really good, though.
You take any character of Stallone's, and it would, Rambo, I think would be the obvious one, and
Yeah.
you throw him into a pit with Arnold and Conan when he's got those things on,
Yeah.
and then he's as a gladiator. Forget it.
Forget
Toast.
it. Yeah, I think and also just the sheer size of Arnold versus Sly is quite a bit in Arnold's favor too, right? He was
I don't
Mr.
think
Olympia.
Arnold is quite. I don't think he's all that tall, but yes, I think.
No, but he was
bigger.
Mr. Olympia.
He
like
was.
he was. I mean, like there was a. This
Yeah.
wasn't a situation where Stallone looked one way at Rocky and then comes back for like Rocky 4 and looks like a tank. I mean, that's what, in the mid '80s. Like
For sure.
He found what was
juice.
Who's your buddy in Balco? The Balco folks. They
Yeah, he found
got him
Balco.
first.
Yeah.
Your
By the way-
buddies, by the way, just called Balco your buddies.
Thanks. I never
Just because you're both Bay
Barry
Area.
Bonds. I mean, I wasn't even
This Bay
I wasn't
Area.
a Barry Bonds guy. By the way, Instagram hit me up with an unbelievable Arnold shirt that I had to buy because they just knew it.
Which one?
I'm gonna see if I can find it for you. It's so good.
His docs, they both did docs. Sly, I watched the Sly doc and the Arnold doc. The Arnold doc is Sly doc's good. The Arnold doc is insanely
It's
good.
another level.
It really is, yeah.
It's just like that, but I got it.
Oh,
in like
gosh.
white, where it's
Yeah,
just the
that's good.
logo because it's kind of a cool logo.
It is very cool. Yeah, yeah.
He was,
Those two were both fun. I watched those a ton as a kid. They were on a lot. We had a VHS with those two on. I remember even the moment thinking Olivia Diabo seems very young,
she was,
and she
we talked
and
about that.
we did the
lore,
research on it.
yeah,
It's not great.
Not great.
Not great at all.
No, the lore is not great.
Not great. Hey, we've got, I don't know how, oh, boys are back in town. That's how we got down this road.
Boys are back
They're
in
back.
town.
Veterans reported today they have to be in by 2 o'clock. Conditioning is set for 3. First full squad practice tomorrow at 4:25. 26 of the 32 NFL teams report to camp today. By tomorrow, the last 2 teams will have reported, the Falcons and the Steelers. Of course, some have already reported for Hall of Fame game and so forth. And so that's where you are. We're back. The
We're
NFL
back.
is back. Veterans
Yep.
have reported. You're going to start to see availabilities. You're going to see all the videos of guys walking into facilities. And away we go. It seems early to me, but I don't know if it is any different than it was last year or not.
feels like
but it
it's
feels
different,
like it.
yes.
I don't know if the calendar's just weird or what. I think it might be. I think this is a weird calendar because Labor Day, is it even in September? Or is it like September 1 or 2?
It is.
It is
Is it
right at
September
the
1?
beginning. Yes.
So that's what it is. Because like Ohio State plays Texas
Yep.
on August 30th, I think.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what
Yeah.
it's normally. We're one more week.
Yeah, normally Labor Day is like September 6th, 5th. So now it's 4 or 5 days sooner.
Yeah, usually the season starts. Usually the opener is kind of around the 8th, 9th on
Yeah.
that Thursday. And
Yeah.
instead, we're opening on the 7th. Yeah, it's a week
Right.
early.
So it's a week early. It's 5 days early is what it amounts to. So our guys will get in here and away we go. There's about a million things that are going to be topics of conversation. It's all going to center primarily here on the quarterbacks around the league. It'll be who is reporting, who is not. Cincinnati, neither of their defensive ends reported. Not a surprise
He's in Florida.
on either of those. Trey Hendrickson in Florida cruising around. I kind of think we're kind of at this point where, like, for me, with veterans and trying to figure out, are they going to report, are they going to get their money or not? Right now, this is not a thing. The Hendrickson thing will become a thing if he's not there by the middle of August. I do think that
I think it's going to be a thing.
I think it'll be done by. I think he'll be here.
You think he'll be a Bengal?
Hendrickson?
Yeah.
I think he'll be a Bengal, and I think he'll be here for the opener playing.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
You think they're going to pay him $42 million a year?
No, I think they're going to pay him less than that. I also think, they put him in the market, and there wasn't a market to want to pay him that. So they said if you can find a trade, find one. I think he'll be back. I do. I think they'll get him close to the 40 number on a guarantee on a short deal. I think it'll be mostly what they want, less of what he wants. But I think they'll get it done. Mike Brown was pretty confident yesterday that they'd get it done. He wasn't really worried about it. So, that was all over turtle soup. I assume that it gets done.
It doesn't seem like maybe that's wishful thinking. Trey Hendrickson's side doesn't certainly seem like it's going to be done anytime soon.
No, but they're negotiating now. That's kind of where you're at. But I don't know. We'll see. I don't know that there's a market
for Here, let's take a look.
Who does it make more sense to though than them?
Than the Bengals?
Like they have to have their defense is going to be awful.
I don't think it's going to be good anyway.
No, but if you have two defensive ends who can get after it, maybe you can
Who's
create.
the other?
If Shamar Stewart, once they get him into camp,
that's
a much more acrimonious setup there. But
Here's the team.
what they need is 2 or 3 plays a game that are disruptive from a defensive end, so that Burrow can try to outscore you 35-31. So they have to have it. They don't have it anywhere else. They have a single playmaker on that defense outside of Hendrickson.
All right, so there were 2 teams on my mind that immediately I said these feel like the right places, and the first was the Lions.
Yeah, and they were a team that when it was going on with Miles, it was like there would make a lot of sense. Anybody opposite? Why am I blanking on the kid from Michigan?
Aiden Hutchinson,
yeah,
and he's coming back off of an injury.
Yeah,
but they have plenty of cap space. Plenty.
Yeah. I just don't think that the Bengals, having spent what they've spent, can allow him to go away without a player coming back in return who could help them defensively. Like, there's just no if you're that all in on those 3 positions on offense, like, you have to have something defensively that is feared a little. The problem for them is, too, is without if they don't get Shamar Stewart was actually their leverage. And he's not there either.
No. So Joe Burrow makes his cap numbers $46 million.
Yeah.
Higgins is 24. Chase's is 23 this year. Orlando Brown Jr. is 15. Then you don't have anybody over 10. And if you go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The 13th highest paid player in terms of cap number for this team this year is Evan McPherson.
Really?
Yeah. $4.583 million. Their money, they are so top. They are absurdly
crazy.
top heavy.
Yeah.
Absurdly top heavy. Man, Joe Burrow's got to get out of there.
He's not going anywhere. Unfortunately for
Did you
him.
see his entrance
and us,
today?
he's
Nothing
not.
like parking under a bridge.
He could get out of
walking
there in 27.
Welcome to the Natty.
That's it. That's
maybe some leftover turtle soup. Otherwise, you got to bring your own lunch, I'm sure.
I got to tell you what, turtle soup's a delight. That media luncheon that they do, that I've been to a handful of times, it's like a Mad Men luncheon. Like, the only thing missing is the martinis. That's it. Everything else, it's Mad Men. You sit down, they would put turtle soup in front of you, which is a delight. It basically tastes like a really good beef and barley is what it
Yep.
tastes like.
Is it green?
No, it's brown.
I feel like it should be green.
Like for like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Yeah.
Be something if it was.
It should be like a meaty split pea.
Leonardo and
It's a
Michelangelo.
yeah. And it should come in a turtle shell as a bowl.
So you can see the carcass.
No, not see the carcass, but they make bowls out of turtle
They
shells.
do, yeah. We had one, I
whittle
think,
it.
it was like a Ninja Turtle one that the kids ate up when they were little. So then you all get the side. You all get a salad.
Okay.
Nice little salad is presented. Dressing already on. That we're not going to have a
I don't know if I
conversation
like
about.
that.
Well, then Mike Brown don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to get this salad. That's why it's like the 50s. Then you can choose, and I don't know if it's still this way, but the way that it used to be, you could choose either chicken or steak. And yeah, you'd get a filet. You get a filet, baked potato, and a vegetable. That's what I'm saying. It's like a Mad Men lunch. Nobody eats lunch like this anymore.
No.
This is a very
this is
1950s.
heavy.
Yes.
Heavy.
All that's missing is the martinis, and then there's a dessert. So it's like dinner, except it's lunch.
Yeah.
That's what it's all the courses.
Just cash. Was he on the pickleball courts?
Straight from the club.
I will say that's the first time we've seen that tight of a pant in a while. I'm glad it's back.
It's good. Well, I think it's accurate out of you that's probably true that it is first time. That's casual. That's a casual Tuesday.
Yeah.
That's what that is. That's set up. Yeah. So yeah, my hunch is that I think they'll get it all done. The Stewart thing's is really tricky, that part of it, because basically, and Mike Brown talked yesterday, and what he basically said on that is that this comes down to there's a provision in the contract that the Bengals, if he gets in trouble, they don't want to have to pay the full contract.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. And
Now-
he doesn't want that clause in the contract.
His former coach at Texas A&M was like, yeah, he's working out here, but he's not going to play.
Which
here.
I thought that was interesting too, because
Yeah.
I don't know what would prevent him from doing so. To my knowledge, there is no rule that would prevent him from doing so.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
The best part is that your vibrations are,
Well, right, because
are so incredible that you have this customized thing that's like I feel it's like Morse code, and it's
Well, there's
all
like-
because of me.
It's all because of you.
Slack.
Yeah.
It's not all because of me.
well, it is because of you. You started the chain.
Well, he started it by walking by.
These are baggy. Oh man, there you go. There you go.
There you go, indeed.
There you go. I got a hot take for you that just came out of our intern's mouth.
Go ahead.
Go. You know what? You die on this hill.
He's got a hill. You're giving young Brock a hill to die on.
I said that Rocky is better than anything Arnold's ever been in.
No, you don't
No,
believe that.
you don't believe that, and you don't know what you're talking about.
I'm going to tell. There is no
You're a young
scenario. There's no scenario where, if given the option of Predator or Rocky, you're choosing Rocky. Do you know how long
Hold on.
he fights dead carcasses?
Has he ever
And
seen
Adrian,
Predator?
I'm going to tell you something. Rocky sucks.
Yes. First of all, I knew
Sucks.
you. I knew
The
you.
Rudy sucks, and now you're dropping a Rocky.
No, hold on.
No. Rocky 2, really good. 3's
Rocky
awesome.
4.
No.
Rocky 3's awesome, and Rocky 4's awesome.
Rocky
3
4
is
is how
Mr.
you know-
T, and
Rocky 4 is
where it's
Ivan
at.
Drago. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
how I know you don't mean business. You're just saying original
Yeah,
Rocky.
the original Rocky, which is the weakest of the 4.
Weakest
I was
of the
saying
four.
I was referring to like any of the movies in the series. I like
Oh,
one through three.
Come on. Now, if you want to go 4, if you want to say Rocky 4 is better than anything Arnold's done, I would give you Predator. I would give you Commando. I would give you The Running Man. There's a bunch. I could T2. I give you a bunch. But at least Rocky 4 is worthy of the conversation.
Yes.
Now, I will give you this. Stallone did First Blood is just an awesome movie. Like, that's not really even an action. It's full-fledged action for 50 minutes.
Yep.
Nonstop. Like, as soon as who's the name of the cop? Not Will Teasel, the other one. Galt. As soon as Galt comes on the scene with we're going to teach lessons to the Army boy, from that point on, that's a rocket ship. But that, and so Arnold's never done a movie like that where it was like, I mean, First Blood is, quite honestly, could have been like Oscar material. Like that, there was a lot of teeth to that story. But then from that point on, and by the way, he did win Best Picture for Rocky, the one that I said sucks. I think he beat it over. I think he won over Godfather 2.
Is that possible? That doesn't feel possible. It doesn't feel like it should be true. If that, you know what I'm saying?
All right, I'm looking into it.
I got it.
All right, 40. Okay. Oh, it's pretty good. It's a good list. It's not Godfather 2. It's All the President's Men. So that's Redford. That's Watergate.
Yep.
The Watergate show. Bound for Glory. I don't know. It's Network, which is great, and it's Taxi Driver. So that's fine. It's if Rocky wants to win that, that's fine. It's not. It just takes a long time to get going. The original Rocky takes a long time to get going.
Yes.
It's a long ways before bump 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 bump. That's a long way in. And I love Stallone. I don't want to disparage Stallone. I love him.
Same.
I absolutely love him.
There's
Arnold's just more fun.
no shame in being number 2. For example, Tom Brady had a great career. He's just not Joe Montana.
Oh, boy.
Probably not.
It's the
You're
same
right, he's
thing
not.
with Joe
Different.
to Steve Young. Steve Young.
Steve.
Better
No,
great
Steve Young is not even anywhere near whatever it is that you're talking about.
We have, at least I haven't been around, the two of you, to talk about this. The
ahead.
remake of The Running Man.
We did. We
discussed
talked
it
about
a little bit.
off
Okay,
air.
I think I might have been out of town that week.
I think you
No,
were.
I don't think we talked about it on air. I think we talked about it off air, and I was
You're nonplussed.
nonplussed. There's no reason for it.
Yeah, I do think that if anyone was going to do it, I think that Powell could be good at it.
That's fine, but I don't need it. It was perfect.
Yeah, I don't know if Running Man is one of those ones, though, that makes the rounds the way that some of those others do.
It
from
should.
That. I agree with you, but for some
Totally.
reason, some of those movies just aren't. You don't see them on the streamers. You don't see them bouncing around
I'm
the
with
way
you.
that you do others. Like, for whatever reason. For example, like right now, I want to say it's is it the Paramount? Yeah, Paramount's associated with Showtime, I think. So, like right now, you're being fed like a steady diet of Mission Impossible, The Godfather, like on all of the Paramount channels and
Okay.
streamers.
Okay.
You're being fed that because they own the property. I don't know. I don't see anybody feeding me. Like, I got to go seek out the Arnold movies, and I haven't seen The Running Man anywhere in a long time.
No.
Like, I had to seek it out because I hadn't seen it since I was a little kid, and then it was like your favorite movie, and so I watched it like probably
Gosh, is it good?
5-6 years ago. I watched it,
It's a real.
and
tour
I had
de
to
force.
I had to go find it. I think I may have even bought it on Amazon. Is what I may have done.
I think that sounds like a very appropriate thing
Have
to
you
do.
guys seen The Running Man?
I don't think so.
Oh.
I don't think it makes
Ben
the rounds.
Richards,
Oh.
the butcher of Bakersfield. First
it
of
just
all,
isn't.
Okay,
I think
you
the other
have-
ones were just
You
seen
have
more.
him.
It's great.
You've got Jesse the Body,
How about the fact they did that and then Predator, both of them.
Dawson as the game show host. Like, who's going to play
Richard
that?
Dawson is my
Nobody's
guy.
going to be as good as Richard Dawson.
No.
Who's going to play the old lady? I choose
It's
Ben
time
Richards.
to run.
It's good.
Isn't Jim Brown in it?
I think Jim Brown is in it. Yeah.
Isn't he Sub-Zero?
I don't remember the name, but he is in it. Yeah.
Lightning, something like that. Sub-Zero, more like Plane Zero. Ha ha ha! Yes.
So good.
Sub-Zero was like the guy who was like the hockey guy that had like a his hockey stick was like a blade. Then there was Dynamo.
I don't remember their names, but it was great.
Hold please.
But I don't have a problem with them doing it with Glenn Powell because I think there's a generation of people that aren't familiar with the IP. So I think it. I think it.
I
could work.
also don't think you can even do the movie the way that it was done. Like, I don't think you can even. It's so. They don't make movies like that anymore for a reason.
They really don't.
All right, Richard Dawson was Damon Killen. Jim Brown was Fireball. Jesse Ventura was Captain Freedom. Erland Vendith, Dynamo, had that right. Buzzsaw, and then, Professor Toru Tanaka was Sub-Zero. More like Plane Zero. Remember when they would show the winners, and they'd show them on beaches and say they won?
Oh yeah.
Not really.
Not sure they did.
Maybe they didn't. Yeah. Yeah. I'm all right with it. I think Powell can front things. I think he'll be all right.
Why? Okay.
Boy, his stock is
Hold on a
since
second.
Maverick.
He's doing well.
Yeah.
Well, the big thing for him was he co-fronted that romantic comedy with Sydney Sweeney that went nuts on Netflix. I forget the name of it,
I know.
but she fronts it with him, and
Yeah, that
so he's on
rom-com.
yeah, he's on a heater.
everything
Listen.
rom-com.
Hey, he's great. He was in the new Twister. Why can't we just make new movies?
Because no one's smart enough to do it, and it's too big of a risk. It's an IP risk because you can't just say, here's an idea for a movie. You got to say, well, what's the IP? What can we do with it? And so it's easier to come up with something that's worked in the past than come up with something on your own. It's just what's happened over and over again. Vince Vaughn had a great bit about this.
Yeah, about the
he was on
comedies,
Hot
why they
Ones,
can't make good
why they
comedies
can't make
anymore.
them anymore. And he goes, it was all about and same thing. Matt Damon's had the same conversation. Like you have prestige directors who can kind of do whatever they want, like Scorsese and oh my God, I'm blanking on the guy who did the Batman and did Oppenheimer. Chris Nolan.
Nolan.
Like so,
Yeah.
those guys can kind of do whatever. Like he's doing the Odyssey. Like that's a bold play to do the Odyssey now.
The Iliad.
Yeah. So that's those guys can do it. But other than that, it's like you have to have something that we can make a franchise out of. And so I think you just don't see those things anymore like that. I mean, everything we're talking the crazy here to put a ribbon on the Sly Arnold conversation. Arnold really didn't do a whole lot of sequels. He didn't do Predator 2. He didn't there was a Predator 2. He wasn't in it. Danny Glover was.
Now, the only big one I can think of immediately is Terminator.
Terminator. That's it. But like they even had to change his role in that to kind of to make it work. But he didn't do Predator 2. He didn't do Commando 2. He didn't do Clear or what was the
True Lies
True
2.
Lies 2. Didn't do it.
The
like
Last
he did
Action
one-offs.
Hero 2.
Yeah, he did the Conans.
Yeah.
But not much. Meantime, Stallone, everything tried to
Franchise.
turn into a
Yeah.
part 2. Everything did.
Part 3, Part 4.
Yeah. Yeah. All right,
Like,
there
how can
go.
you have Rambo First Blood Part 2? If it's the first blood, it can only be once.
It can only be once. Yeah. It's a wild premise, by the way, too. Let's take the guy who just blew up an entire Pacific Northwest town. Take him. We're going to get him out. We're going to put him on a chopper. We're going to fly him into Vietnam, the source of all of his terror. And he can't kill anybody. He can't fire a weapon. He's just going to take pictures to prove there's POWs. And then once he goes there and finds that there are POWs, it was all just a CIA scam to get rid of him as a witness because they really didn't want to find POWs. And away we go. And the Russians are involved.
And scene.
It's all you need.
That's all you need.
It's all you needed in those days, kids. It was a simpler time. Those are your hot topics today, presented by University Hospitals, official healthcare partner of your Cleveland Browns. Building Brownstown. My man to my left is hosting it. Luminaries are on it. We will have some highlights from that coming up next. The veterans have reported, kids. We are off and running.
Boys are back in town.
Cleveland Browns Daily is presented by Ballybet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Back in Cleveland Browns Daily, presented by Ballybet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. This morning, the team launched our new podcast, Building Brownstown, which takes fans behind the scenes of the Browns' journey to build their new enclosed Huntington Bank Field in Brook Park. Hosted by Dr. Z, Episode 1 features the biggest of L's, owners Jimmy and Dee Haslam. Let's start with Dee and Jimmy on pivoting from remodeling the old stadium to building a new one.
The DiGeronimo family, who we do some other things with, as you know, presented this 175-acre piece of property bounded by 2 interstates, clean, flat, has power, which is a huge deal in this world, right across from the airport, 12 miles from downtown, very close to where we are here in Berea. We started looking long and hard, and that's when we started having second thoughts about investing in our current facility, because it'd be like you had a not-so-good house in a not-so-good location. And that's what we finally figured out. And it would be real tough to fix it. The location challenges remain. So that's when we pivoted and started looking at Brook Park.
And you don't want to think short-sighted. I mean, this is a long play. I mean, the Superdome is 50 years old. So you're thinking, what can we do for Northeast Ohio that is a long play that really takes care of our fans and actually creates something pretty unique for Ohio?
All right, good stuff there from Dee and Jimmy. Here are Dee and Jimmy now on why building a dome downtown was not feasible.
We did work hard, and as we've said many times, it'd been way easier if there was an opportunity to put a dome stadium somewhere downtown. We looked hard at Burke this time last year, worked with the city and the county on that. The reality is there's 2 or 3 problems with Burke. One, that is built on a landfill, and so the soil is, I'll just say, not good. And number 2, nobody can really tell you when Burke will be closed. Some people say 5 years. Some people say never. I know when I brought it up to the governor, he just rolled his eyes and said, Jimmy, that's not happening. So then we pivoted away from there. As long as Burke is there, you can't put a roof on the current stadium, okay? And that would also involve us playing somewhere else for a couple of years, okay, if we did that kind of major renovation. So between the cost, having to play somewhere else, and the opportunity at Brook Park, it just made more sense to go to Brook Park, which, as Dee said, is 12 miles from downtown. It's right across from the airport. And I think you know this, but maybe a lot of our fans listening today don't know this. 2/3 of our fans that come to a game at our current Huntington Field come from outside Cuyahoga County, 2/3. So that's 67%. So I think they're all excited. Dee and I spend a lot of time down in Columbus, as you know, with our soccer team. Sure. And the people in Columbus are very excited because all of a sudden, depending on where you live, it's an hour and a half, hour 45, ingress, egress easy, parking easy, et cetera. And I'll just say coming to our current stadium, it's a challenge.
Yeah, and I think one other thing, I think that it opens up 22 more acres on the lakefront that could create the most exciting lakefront in the country. So you have to kind of think, okay, we're going to be able to open the lakefront and develop it. We're going to be able to have this transformational dome in Brook Park. We're going to be able to do the riverfront, and you're going to have a new airport. I mean, that is pure growth for this area, and it's a growth mindset that we've needed for a long time.
All right, there you go. I think this last one plays into it, and then I want to get, because you conducted all of these, my friends. Let's hear this one. This is on Jimmy Haslam on how the new dome can change the image of Cleveland in a positive way.
The opportunity, if you think right now, you fly into Cleveland, and I'll just say our airport doesn't present itself well. And then you look across the street, and there's 175 acres of what I would call industrial wasteland, okay? That was an old Ford plant that at one point in time employed 22,000 people. Unbelievable amount of jobs for this area that's just sitting there. Well, you don't start off saying, man, this is an awesome area. With the airport being redone in 4 or 5 years, and with what we're going to build there, now, when people come to Cleveland, they're going to put an awesome face forward on, man, what a cool airport. Look at this facility. I had no idea Cleveland had something like this. So these use the word transformative several times, and I think that's right.
All right, there you go.
So the incredible insight, I think, into this process, and this is going to be a series of podcasts with the people absolutely at the top. When you look at it from, obviously, with the Haslams, J.W. Whitney, Dave Jenkins, others, we're going to have other luminaries from in and around the National Football League, also within our building. just kind of into this whole process at what went into it. And it's a 16-minute interview. You can get it at clevelandbrowns.com, youtube.com/Browns, or wherever you get your podcast and search Building Brownstown. And you get real insight. I mean, they are very candid. They talk about a lot of the plans, what went into a lot of these things. I think he's exactly right. I talk about in a few of these with the various people that it is when you fly into a city, I'm talking for me. When I fly into a city, I look for two things: golf courses, especially ones that I know, and then stadiums. And when you can fly in here, and for example, you fly in LA and you go right by SoFi. And back in the day, you could also see the old Forum, which was very cool right there in Inglewood. But when you go,
it's still there. Yeah. Just Lakers don't play there, but they're still there.
But you go by SoFi, or when you fly into Dallas, the flight path often takes you right over the Cowboy Stadium. There are a lot of places where it's like that. And when they're really cool looking, it is an attention getter. And I think it is something that is a source of pride for the area, and you get excited to see it. And I think that's what this is going to be, the location of it and the fact that there is, for a time, this is going to be the greatest stadium on planet Earth. And I think that is a very exciting thing, and I think it will be really cool to be able to fly in it and kind of help change the image of Cleveland. Because people think of these Midwest areas, it's called the Rust Belt.
Yep.
They think of them as old factories and dilapidated in that way, when it is not. There's a very vibrant culture here in Cleveland, and when you fly in now and you see, oh my goodness, that is a state-of-the-art stadium in this. I just think it enhances the region. It enhances the profile of the region. It enhances, obviously, the things that the region is going to be able to attract, and it's going to be great.
It enhances all of the things you said. It also enhances your football team and your football product. This is the way that this ownership has handled things in free agency, as aggressive as we've been, what we've been willing to do via trade, via keeping people. This has been a place veterans like to play in the last decade, really, certainly since 2018, around that time, the drafting of Miles, all of that. Like, this is an easy place. Veterans want to play here. They want to be a part of the culture. They want to be a part of all of it. Well, now all of a sudden you're going to have facilities that match it, and you're going to have climate control.
Yep.
So if you draft well and you have what you want to be, if you draft the best team and you're willing to pay for the best team, then why not have them play in the most perfect, pristine conditions? That's the recipe for success. That's what the Colts did in Indy.
Yep.
That's what the Colts did in Indy. They built a team for that dome, and they won a Super Bowl, and they got to the cusp of it a lot. They landed Peyton Manning, and that's what you got to try. You try to get that guy, but then you can build stuff around it that fits the dome. The Vikings have done this forever. And the Vikings have been very successful in our lifetime. They haven't won the ultimate prize of the Super Bowl, but they've knocked on the door consistently for 40-plus years. They've had a lot of good teams.
Yeah.
There's a way to do this that makes a lot of sense. And so you and I started talking about this before this was even in – this goes back to you and I first started doing the show.
Oh, yeah.
And your experiences were primarily because you're standing on the sidelines for all those games in December and January, and they're awful. And my experience is having to go to some of those late in the year games, just the reality that – for all of I was there for the Browns-Bills game in the snow. I was at that. I was actually I was there. I was actually at that game. And I remember my father-in-law, God bless him, when we came around the corner, we were walking back to Johnny's to have dinner afterwards, and we hit a patch of ice, and it was about the end for both of us. Truly was. And while it's a badge of honor that we got through it, there wasn't a lot of great in that day. I'm telling you, it sucked. And you see a lot of the empty seats because people go to the concourses because the weather sucks. It's on the lake. It's all of those things. So and by the way, this is anecdotally, I grant you, but most of the people that ask, 98% of the people who ask me about this are for it. Can't wait.
Yes, of course.
So I think there is some that are like trying to, but are they people who actually go to games? Like the people that I'm talking to are people who go to games and they can't wait.
Correct. I couldn't agree any more with you, and I think that, yes, that's why part of this is for the fan experience. And we do have a clip, D and Jimmy, talking about fan experience at the new dome.
I think we'd be remiss if we didn't say, and D and I take full blame, we have not done a job on the We bear responsibility, and if anybody deserves a great stadium and a great team, it's the Cleveland Browns fans. You deal with them every day. We have the world's greatest fans. We are going to deliver a world-class stadium. I could argue it's the best stadium in the country, one of the best in the world. We need to develop the same kind of team. I do think a dome stadium, and you're with us when we go on the road, does give you an advantage with the home field because that noise is just packed in there tighter. And we hope this will become not only a great experience for our fans, but a terrible experience for the visiting team because it is a, quote, hard place to play.
Yeah, I think everything we've done in the planning process for the new Dome Stadium is fan first.
Yep.
You know, what can we do to create the best experience for the fan? That's talking about the unique food service. You know, we're going to have some really great experiences, just everything about the concourse. And we've thought about, you know, what's the experience going to be like for the fan, what the plaza looks like. I mean, it's kind of walking in the fans' shoes to create the best experience for them, because we know now it's been a pretty rough experience for them, and we want to make sure that every detail is fan first.
That's what this is about, providing. Look, and I like that they own it at the beginning. The best thing we can do for the fans is give you a winning football team.
Yeah.
And that is obviously the focus every day in this building, is to do just that. But this fan experience that when you come to the game, and listen, the National Football League, I think, is well aware of that with the unbelievable upgrades in technology when it comes to TVs. The comfort of your own home is a good way to watch a football game.
It is.
So if you want to get somebody to leave their home to come to the game, you've got to give them the ultimate experience, and that's what this is going to be. And you talk about the closest seats to the field of any stadium in the National Football League. They're going to have this the Dog Pound is going to be amazing, and we've got a special tonight on News 5 at 8 o'clock about the 40th anniversary of the Dog Pound, which you can check out. That'll have some kind of peeks into what the new Dog Pound is going to look like in this stadium. They're trying to take best practices from every building on planet Earth right now to create the ultimate fan experience. The video boards, the size of the concourses, the food offerings, the ease of getting to everything, to try to make sure that you're not waiting in lines when you need food, when you need to go to the bathroom, all of that it's all first class and easy for you. So that's, I think, a very, very important part of it. And that's not just for the Browns games, which obviously are the big focus, but that's going to be for all of the different events that can be held in this building year round. And we're talking major, major events. And here's Jimmy talking.
Well, hold on real quick. Before you play that, I just wanted to, because you mentioned the Dog Pound. This is how thoughtful that is. So if you go down 71 South and go to lower.com field, the Columbus Crew, who the Haslam's own, if or majority owners in and own that brand, if own that team, go look at what they did with the Nordeca, which is the Crew's version of the Dog Pound. Okay. And go look at what they did with that wall. It's the wall that's modeled off of the yellow wall, which is a Dortmund fan section at Borussia Dortmund in the Bundesliga. And it's one of the coolest fan experiences you could ever have. It's basically a straight-up wall that's right next to the field. And they did it at lower.com, and it is a smashing success down in Columbus. And so when you see what they're going to do with the Dog Pound here, just imagine a wall of fans that is incredibly vertical, that is all over and closest to your point, closest to the field. So if you're curious, like what the feel of it could be, there's a smaller example of it that was done perfectly.
And I know Columbus. They want to put the visitors tunnel down there by that wall. JW and Whitney in one of the upcoming episodes talk more about that, and that there are going to be some very, like, people who are in that on the wall, there are going to be exclusive things for them as a part of that ticket in terms of entrances, parking, and things like that.
I just wanted to get that in because they did it already.
Yeah,
in Columbus, and it's killing. It's absolutely killing. Go ahead. This is the one on the other entities that could be at the Dome.
Building this Dome facility, we'll go from having 10 events a year in our current stadium to having all kinds of events. And I think it's really important for everybody to understand that, yes, there'll be 10 NFL games and hopefully more, but there'll also be a chance to have national championship games in football, Final Four games in basketball, men's and women's. There'll be a chance to have the Sweet 16 here. The Women's World Cup has come to the U.S. in 31. We will put in a bid for that. Would we have gotten a bid in? If we'd had it, we'd have had a bid for the Men's World Cup, which comes next year, as you know. So you have to think big and broad. All the concerts that we've missed that go to Detroit or go somewhere else, Indianapolis, will now come here. So it is going to be transformational.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to see Ohio State playing in that thing.
For sure.
In a college football playoff, you're going to see national championship game in that thing. You're going to see a Super Bowl. Like, it's all of those things that otherwise would never happen. Not just in this area, but in the state, quite honestly.
Yep.
You now can be – Ohio can now be a player for those type of things, and it has never previously been a player.
Yeah, and that's what – I mean, to me, that's what's exciting about it, right?
I'm sick of seeing it go to Indy. You know how I feel about that drive.
Of course.
And they get everything.
They most certainly do.
And they get it because they built a dome, and this one's going to blow that one out of the water. So very good. Good job out of you and good job out of the Haslams on that. You can get that, as Z mentioned, the entire 60-minute interview. Log on to clevelandbrowns.com, youtube.com/Browns, or wherever you get your podcasts, and search Building Brownstown on that. We'll go around the sports world coming up next. You listen to Cleveland Browns Daily. It's presented by Ballybet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. You're a fan of the Ballybet Sportsbook app. Download today. Get 50 back in bonus bets. You place the first wager of 10 or more. Ballybet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. As we go around the sports world, go ahead, Gibbe.
Yep. Speaking of that, the Eagles with a new addition. Expected to sign former Browns defensive end Obo Okoronkwo.
Of course.
We'll see him in a few weeks then.
Yeah, that's easy.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And right when the show started, wasn't sure if you guys saw this, the Bills bringing back the red helmet.
Yep.
Did see it, like it. I think it's a classy way to close out the building.
So this is one of those ones where I think what they wear currently is better. But I think to close out, was it still Ralph Wilson or whatever it's for our lifetime? It was always Ralph Wilson Stadium. To close that out with the Jim Kelly, Thurman Thomas,
Yep.
Bruce Smith era look
Yep.
is a perfect masterclass of marketing.
Yep.
Great job out of them. It helps they have Josh Allen. Makes it all look pretty good.
Yep.
But no, I think the ones they wear currently are perfect. I love them. So wearing this as a one-off, I think is a really nice touch. Very nice touch. We mentioned this a little bit earlier. Bengals defensive end NFL sack leader Trey Hendrickson, who's still seeking a new contract, did not report to training camp in Cincinnati. In fact, he took an Instagram photo of himself driving down the highway in Florida, and so that's where he is on that. So they are without Hendrickson. They are also without first-round pick Shamar Stewart. He is holding out. The Bengals are trying to have a provision in his contract that would prevent them giving him guaranteed money if he were to get into trouble off the field.
Yeah.
And Stewart is not interested in that. Is the way that it's been presented.
And are they trying to present him something that is unique to them and him?
I think it's the exact same thing.
Is it in every first rounder's contract?
No, it's not.
So that's what I mean. They're trying to do something.
I think they're trying to do something different. I think he just wants, if memory serves, they're trying to do something different with this than what they did last year with their first-round pick.
Okay.
And then he's like, why can't I just do what you did last year? And their
what
thing is
anybody else is
or what
doing.
anybody else is doing. Yeah.
Which, if I'm him,
He's the only first-round pick unsigned.
I would say,
So that's a problem.
yeah.
Yeah. And it'd be one thing if he was a first-round pick unsigned in Philly. Then you'd be like, that's odd. But there are a couple of operations that run this way, and the Bengals are one of them.
Yeah.
So that's the way it goes. It is new uniform week. I mean, there's been a ton of these dropped. The Saints released alternate gold jerseys that they're going to wear this season. The Images released a video that had a gold jersey paired with black pants and their black alternate helmet. This is what I would say. This is how you miss on this. This is just
Exactly.
simple.
They're doing it right now. Yeah.
The gold is fine. A gold helmet or a gold jersey, it looks all right. Like it's a kind of a Vegas gold. It's kind of a soft gold. It works. But you don't pair it with a black hat and black pants. You pair it with either the gold helmet and white pants, or you pair it with the white hat and white pants. Like all of that, black helmet, gold top, black pant. That ain't it, man.
I think
That
you
ain't
could
it.
wear the gold helmet with a gold top and a black pant. But I like what you're saying. I like the white with the gold and white, or gold,
White, gold,
white.
white would look great,
Yeah.
and gold, white would look good.
Their colors are black and gold, so
They are.
the gold could look okay over
Even black,
pants. But I wouldn't
gold,
do a
white.
black helmet.
I think the black helmet's the problem, and I think a white pant would have been the way to go.
Yeah.
Some of this, it's trying a little too hard on some of this stuff, and just a little bit of common sense goes a long way. I don't think the uniform on its own is fine.
I just think, to me, that would be a uniform that's fine on its own that could go with the gold helmet. With the gold
Yeah.
helmet, you could wear it with white or black pants.
You really could. Yeah.
But just don't wear the black helmet.
Don't
with
wear
it.
the black helmet with it. Yeah. So, did we? The Chargers added the navy blue one,
Which we've talked about.
Which we've talked about.
Which one? That one's good. The other two they added, the
What did they-
yellow.
all yellow, which I
is
didn't get.
Terrible.
Yeah, and then they added a powder blue pant. I think they
Yes.
haven't had a powder blue pant
Right.
before, which that'll look great,
Right.
Because it's kind of a cheat code. Who else has done? We had the Steelers yesterday. Is everybody else done that needs to be done on that front? On the new uniform, new shell? Is there anybody else we're waiting for?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think just us.
Well, yeah, right. Yeah. So who knows?
I mean, they've been leaking some cool videos. It appears that the helmet is in a box that is set to a timer that is going to expire and pop a lock, and the box is going to unveil.
Okay. All right.
The box is pretty cool looking.
I haven't seen any of that, so I look
It's
forward
pretty
to
cool.
it.
It's on the socials right now.
Did we put it on the socials?
We put a few things on the social. I think they're artist renderings of the box, but I've seen the box, and it's really cool, actually.
Oh, I'm on our socials, and I see an image of Miles walking into the building.
Nice.
There you go. Oh, there you go. Oh, now I see it. Racing towards something big. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I see the animation. Okay. Oh, here. Oh, and then a box. Here we go. Oh, it's tomorrow.
Yeah.
There you go.
The countdown is on, brother.
Countdown's on.
Yeah.
By that, is that countdown to be one that I'm to take literally? Oh no, it's just a
No.
Okay,
They're just. I think they're showing you what's going to happen when the countdown actually does hit 0.
Okay. All right. So maybe we'll have more on that for you perhaps tomorrow. The Jets underwent locker room renovations this offseason. 92 customized lockers, a barbershop, and a sauna.
They look pretty sweet.
The lockers are the first of any pro or college team to have fully automated video screens.
That's in. I asked Jordan. I'm like, is that in their facility or the stadium? And he's like, stadium.
Oh, they put it at the stadium? Not at the facility. The facility looks unreal. I mean, they have a brand new.
That's why I'm
facility.
like,
So does
are we
that
sure?
stadium have 3 locker rooms?
It must.
The Jets, the Giants,
and a
and
visitor.
the visitor.
Oh, it is 3?
Yeah, Jordan worked for the Jets.
Right.
No, I knew
So
that,
he was
yeah.
like, where would the Jets were always in their locker room when they played the Giants? Did they get their own locker room? Yeah.
Yeah. So they get their own.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All of those things win. Former Chargers and Colts quarterback Phillip Rivers is retiring a Charger. He hasn't played since his final season with the Colts in 2021. Now officially announced his retirement as a Charger, where he spent 16 seasons. The 8-time Pro Bowler holds over 30 Chargers records, had 224 consecutive starts at QB, and to me, like the president of the Hall of Very Good.
Yes. Not a Hall of Famer. Very good. In an era where there were a lot of good quarterbacks, he was really, really good
Yeah, he's a franchise quarterback for sure.
for a long, long time.
Long time. Yeah.
Long time.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's kind of not just that's. He is, unfortunately for him, he was in an era that featured some of the very best quarterbacks ever, and he just isn't quite on that level.
He just wasn't a part of enough team success to be on that level, because statistically, I think he probably would be, but they just didn't win enough at the highest level. Like there's like an upset of the Colts one time, and I think maybe he beat the Steelers once when they weren't supposed to, but they never could get. Like, how many AFC Championship games did he even get to? Obviously, they didn't make it to a Super Bowl, but
That I'm not sure, but just real like in terms of accumulation,
yeah,
he's top 10 all time in attempts. He's 10th all time in attempts, 8th all time in completions, 6th all time in yards, 6th all time in passing touchdowns. So, when you look at things like that, you would say to yourself, somebody who's top 10 in all of those categories would be a Hall of Famer, right?
yeah.
But he's not. Now, Pro Football Reference has him pretty close to being a Hall of Famer. They have him 98 on the Hall of Fame monitor. Below the average, but he is above Bart Starr, Terry Bradshaw, Staubach, Fouts, Kurt Warner, Stabler, Sonny Jurgensen, Bob Greasy, Warren Moon, who all made it. Warren Moon making it as an accumulator who didn't really have the team success gives him a chance, I think.
Sorry. My fault. There we go. Good looking out.
Yeah, it's good looking at. That would be the one way that I think that could maybe help him. Was never a first team All-Pro. He was a many-time Pro Bowler, 8-time Pro Bowler. Led the league in passing yardage once, led the league in passing touchdowns twice, led the league in yards per attempt 3 times, led the league in quarterback rating once. Was in the top of the MVP voting 3 different times. But you're talking, what is this playoff record? Playoffs 5-7. In 2007, they got to an AFC Championship game because they played 3 playoff games.
Yeah.
And they lost, obviously.
They lost 21-12 to the Patriots in that AFC Championship game in 2007. By the way, I should mention, listen to 850 WKNR, ESPN Cleveland, a good Karma brand station. You said a couple of guys that I think are interesting. I think you can't possibly compare like the Bradshaw, Starr, Staubach,
No.
Stabler. It's the sport,
Different game.
Sport's not the same. But a couple of things that are interesting to me is one of the names you mentioned was Kurt Warner.
Yep.
Kurt Warner had an MVP, a Super Bowl win, and a second, or did he have 2 more Super Bowl appearances? But in terms of,
He won a Super Bowl.
he won one, and I think he
was
played
a
in 2 more.
2-time first-team
Because
All-Pro.
he lost to the Patriots in one, and they lost to and then he lost to one. Did he get to one with the Cardinals or no? Or was that Palmer? No, that was him that lost to the Steelers. He was the quarterback. It wasn't Carson Palmer.
For Arizona?
Yeah, it was
yeah,
Warner.
It was Kurt Warner.
Yeah. So he's been to 3, won 1, and he won an MVP. But he also, like Rivers has 16 years as a starter, like on a good team. So it's like that's what's hard about the Hall of Fame. Like, and what's so crazy about it is it really comes down to, oftentimes for Rivers and me, it comes down to Eli Manning or Phillip Rivers, or neither.
So Rivers is higher on their scale than Eli. Eli's got the 2 Super Bowls, no first-team All-Pros, 4 Pro Bowls. Rivers was 8 Pro Bowls. Rivers' numbers are much better than Eli Manning's.
Way more, but he doesn't have the 2
prolific
Super Bowls.
No. The guy that's interesting is that he'll be compared a lot to, I would imagine, Matt Ryan and Roethlisberger. Roethlisberger's got the 2 Super Bowls, no first-team All-Pros, 6 Pro Bowls. Matt Ryan also does not have a Super Bowl like Rivers, is a one-time first-team All-Pro, only 4 Pro Bowls.
I mean, won an MVP, though.
But won an MVP.
And played in a Super Bowl.
Yep.
It feels to me like Rivers' career, he was better longer than Ryan, but maybe I'm
Ryan
wrong.
had 15 years as a starter, as a primary starter, so did
really?
Rivers.
I would have thought Ryan's was much less than that. That's wild. Yeah, so I think that's probably the guy is probably Matt Ryan, like, except Ryan does have the MVP.
He has an MVP, which I think that's a big deal to me.
Yeah. If you were what about the Roethlisberger River? Because Roethlisberger's getting in, 2 Super Bowls.
Because he won the 2 Super Bowls. And I think
and there was a time when you could, there was a time when but hell, there was the same thing with Rivers. Like there was a time their offense was the most dangerous in the league with Tomlinson and Gates and him. And
so it's interesting, as I mentioned, Rivers was multiple times near the top of the MVP voting. Roethlisberger was never even close, never even top 10 in an MVP voting situation.
I wonder if that was just their defense was so good that he didn't, when they were winning, they weren't offensively driven.
The one that's going to be interesting is like Stafford.
Yeah, Stafford's got the metric, though, that he doesn't. He's got the Super Bowl.
He's got Super Bowl, never been an MVP. Once was in the MVP voting top 10 just one time. And Matt Stafford only 2 Pro Bowls in his career. That's crazy.
Wild to me, especially in the NFC.
That's crazy.
Because he didn't have to go through Brady and Manning.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, but they're going to be interesting ones like that are coming up. Like Brady, Rodgers, and Breeze are automatics. But then you've got, and Mahomes automatic. But you have Ryan, Roethlisberger, Rivers, Russ Wilson, Eli, Stafford from that era. They're not all going to get in.
No way. No.
They're not all going to get in.
No.
Interesting, and obviously it could change after this year, but the way that Warren Moon is the guy who, to me, kind of feels the most like Rivers. No championships, no first-team All-Pros, 9 Pro Bowls, basically the same, 15 years as a starter, and a big statistical accumulator, even though his stats aren't close to Rivers, but for his day, he was. And Warren Moon also spent a great deal of his career, people need to remember, in the USFL.
The other thing you have to remember with Warren Moon is, and I think rightfully so, he gets a great deal of credit of being a black quarterback and having success. That was something that the league just didn't have at that time.
Yeah.
And so he was a trailblazer in that sense of you're getting to be good, and then he was great.
All-time mustache, too.
All-time arm.
Yeah,
like he could flat spin it anywhere.
Yeah, that's going to be they're interesting, and this is the way that Pro Football Reference sees it for their calculations. They rank them from top to bottom: Ryan, Roethlisberger, Rivers, Russ, Eli, Stafford, in that order.
Well, Russ behind Stafford.
Russ ahead of Stafford.
Russ ahead of Stafford. It's hard for me to believe.
Russ has the Super Bowl. Russ has 10 Pro
does
Bowls in
Stafford.
12 years as a starter.
Yeah, Stafford's got the Super Bowl, though, too. But he doesn't have 10 Pro Bowls. It seems impossible that Russ has 10 Pro Bowls.
10 Pro Bowls. Russ also has a second-team All-Pro and 5 top 4 finishes in the Offensive Player of the Year.
That's wild. I would not have had that. All right, we will rank some NFL triplet rankings, tell you where our guys on this list are and how many from our division make the top 10. That's coming up next. You listen to Cleveland Browns Daily, presented by Ballybet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Bringing his I'm the Problem tour to Huntington Bank Field on August 15th and 16th. The country sensations Miranda Lambert, Thomas Rhett, and Ella Langley. Tickets on sale now at huntingtonbankfield.com/Morgan Wallen. Don't miss out on this must-see summer show. Some sad news of the pop culture, the music world. Legendary rock musician Ozzy Osbourne has sadly passed away at the age of 76.
What?
Yeah, he had a concert last month. Just happened. Had a concert last month.
Recently.
Yeah, in Birmingham. I'm pretty sure it was Birmingham, which is where he was from, if memory serves.
It was like the last Black Sabbath show, right?
It was, yeah, and that was like a month ago.
Not
And,
even.
Yeah.
What
And
happened?
he's well, I think it was trending in this direction.
And that's why they did what they did.
That's why they did what they did a little bit with it. But I mean, so it's interesting. I didn't know him as a kid, as a musician. Where I really got introduced to him was the reality TV show, where he was maybe the funniest reality TV show
of all time.
Of all time. It was on a very short list.
I owned every season on DVD.
It was unreal.
The Osbournes, I couldn't get enough.
It was so good.
He was the most likable, and he's
It's like LD a little bit. Like all of his grievances, I thought were justified.
Totally justified.
All of them. Yeah.
I might have to do a rewatch on that. I wonder where you can find that on. It's got to be on a streaming service somewhere.
You said you have the DVDs.
I do, but I mean, tracking down. Do you think I have a DVD player somewhere?
You got an Xbox.
I do have
thing
an
in there.
Xbox,
See if it works. Do you have any Ozzy Osbourne stories from your music radio days, Gibbe?
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. I mean, I just, you remember
on
biting the
Amazon
head off
Prime,
of the
folks.
bird. And,
Yeah, all that. Yeah.
yeah.
The first few seasons of that.
Yeah, it was the MTV show was.
What a program. No, and then he was so
it
nice.
MTV?
He was just nice.
Yeah, it was MTV, and it was because we are old men now. We are not so old that we remember. I don't remember Black Sabbath. That's way before me. I don't have a point of reference on that.
I knew them. I knew Crazy Train and all that,
but I didn't know that even they sang that. I don't think until it was the open of the, and then I'm like, oh, this is. I didn't put all that together until the reality series.
I mean, he was like biting heads off of birds and whatnot.
But wasn't the whole point on that is he didn't really, like it had already happened, but he staged it?
Yeah.
I think, kind of.
Who knows?
I don't know. Who knows?
But I'm
Who
just
knows?
saying
Legend.
he was a very sweet,
Yes.
funny man living in an absurd world that he knew was absurd. And I thought his observational humor was great. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to do a rewatch of that. It's fantastic. He was great. The kids were not, he was the star as far as I was concerned.
No doubt.
Like, yes.
Yeah, come on.
So good.
That's
so
hits,
sad.
too.
And then did you see yesterday Theo Huxtable?
I did. So he was on vacation.
And like an accidental drowning was
in the Caribbean or something? This still works. Like every time you go to any sporting event, they play that.
Especially when all of a sudden you need something to get the momentum.
Yeah.
Like there's a glimmer of hope. You're coming back. Or
Yep.
the final 2 minutes.
Oh, man, this really makes me sad.
Yeah.
When did it happen? Just
Just
now?
in the last 3
Yeah.
minutes, 4 to 5 minutes.
Ah,
yeah. All just
dude.
happened. Yeah. Bummer, man.
Gosh.
I do wonder, though, like if you would have polled people like when he was in his 20s, do you think he'll get to 76? Probably no chance. Right? I mean, he lived hard.
Yeah.
As hard as you can live.
Well, Content Browns just said Ozzy making it to 76 is like a normal person making it to 115. Right.
That's probably fair. Yeah. So, yeah, they did that that was around, it's right when those Oasis shows came back, when Oasis came back and started playing.
Yes, right.
Again. Which that, by the way, goes to that theory I have, and I know you and I have talked about this, how music is timeless. We're driving back from Cincinnati on Sunday, and the oldest is humming Champagne Supernova. And I'm like, you do realize that's like 96?
It's right in the wheelhouse.
That's right.
Right there.
Very familiar with Don't Look Back in Anger. I know that quite well. So rest in peace to Ozzy Osbourne. A massive presence in rock and roll and truly in reality TV too. Like
yeah.
that was the Jessica Simpson one, like all of those were like windows into stuff. It all was
That was a great show, too.
That was a great show too. It was all a preamble to the Kardashians and all of that stuff, but those were the first ones to do it. Really, really trendsetters in that. All right, CBS Sports' Jared Dublin has ranked the 2025 NFL triplet rankings. So the idea here is quarterback, running back, wide receiver, best combination of that. They have a panel of 10 voters who voted on of it, 1 to 32 best triplets in the NFL. Look, probably not a coincidence that when you look at this list and you look at the teams that are on it, the teams that are on this list are almost all teams that you would not be shocked if they won the Super Bowl. And probably the team at number 1 would be the most shocking of the top 7. I think a lot of people are high on the Rams this summer. They have the Bengals number 1. It's interesting the 3 they use. Obviously, they have Burrow and Chase, but then they use Chase Brown. Yeah, they use Chase Brown as the 3rd.
I think that
if they used Higgins, then I think then it's all good.
I think the Bengals would be 3rd. Actually, I think the Bengals would be. I think they'd be 3rd. I think the gap between, and while the gap is immense between Chase and, it's big between Chase and Zay Flowers. The gap between, and I'm a big Chase Brown guy. People
I know you liked him,
fantasy, big, but Saquon and Derrick Henry are on a completely different level. Lamar's at least equal to Burrow.
100%, yeah.
Hurts, Barkley, A.J. Brown's pretty good. It's
probably the most balanced.
Yeah, most balanced.
Yeah.
Goff, Gibbs, Amon-Ra, St. Brown
I like
is pretty
that
good
one.
too.
Yeah. But look at these teams. I mean, it's Bengals, Eagles,
Yeah.
Ravens, Lions, Chiefs, Bills, Rams. That's the top 7. That's the top 2 tiers. Every single one of those teams, and if you're just digging in on the NFL now, because we're reporting and everything, like
Sure.
one of the topics of conversation this summer around the league has been the Rams. Like people are on the Rams with Stafford back, Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua, what they did last year in the draft, the 2 on the defensive line, like. A lot of people like the Rams to win that division and be right back in the mix. So get used to seeing them around. But all of the rest of those teams are either playoff teams or Super Bowl contenders.
I think the crazy thing is, I mean, the Chiefs and Bills are there because of their quarterbacks. I mean, the wide receivers are good, but a lot to prove there still.
Yeah, the Chiefs went Pacheco and Rashae Rice. You forget he got hurt.
Yeah.
I don't because I had him in fantasy.
Boy.
Yeah.
Anybody you draft in fantasy.
Oh,
you
there's just
need to
no
know
chance.
everything.
No chance. Yeah, you're right. Bills, it's just Josh lifting. James Cook's a nice player.
James Cook
Khalil
led the league in
Shakur.
rushing touchdowns last year.
Yeah. And
Brother
then
of Dalvin.
Stafford, Kyron Williams, and Puka Nacua for the Rams.
That's
I
a
think
good
you make
one.
an argument the Rams should be ahead of both, but the quarterback situation is
Stafford's
probably
a
what
stud, though,
separates.
too. Yeah.
The Niners should be higher.
By the way, news out of San Fran in the last 2 minutes. John Lynch telling reporters 49er wide receiver Brandon Ayuk currently is not anywhere close to having a concrete timeline to return. Acrimonious St. Brown is signing with the Niners
Brother
you
of
go.
after a
Amon-Ra.
tryout on Monday.
How far down do you have to go on this list, though, to find a team that isn't what you would consider a playoff team? We're really early here, but is it the Dolphins at 15?
I mean, but they could be.
Yeah, they could be. They're probably are they the biggest I mean, the
think-
Bengals could be a product just of their schedule and their division makes it
I
tough
think
for
the
them.
Broncos and the Bears are potential playoff teams. I certainly think the Steelers would think they're a potential playoff
You're
team.
way down the list, though, now.
That's
Now
way
you're
down,
into the
yeah.
20s, yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess my point is
I don't know
if
that
you,
the Cardinals right now you would peg as a playoff team. I don't know about the Jags if you'd peg as a playoff team.
through the
right now.
first 4 tiers,
First four.
everyone in the first 4 tiers, all the way to team 15, which is Miami. So that's the next 4 here are the 49ers, the Bucks, the Cowboys, the Texans, Commies, Chargers,
Yeah.
Packers, Dolphins. Every one of those teams aspires to be a playoff team.
Yep.
And you wouldn't be shocked if any of them made it. I think Miami's might be the most kind of a reach.
Yep.
But then the rest of this, so I guess the point here is if you're on this list, it's a good list to be on. If you have an elite triplet, you got a good team.
They're really high on the
Isn't
Raiders
hard.
at 18.
The Raiders?
Yeah.
Well,
That's-
Bowers is
Bowers is probably the best.
might be the best tight end in the league by the end of next year. And
it's a-
obviously they think Genti is going to be a stud.
It's a leap of faith on Genti and then, Geno, kind of what that is. I think the Jaguars, but maybe I'm just blind to Lawrence.
Same.
I think they're a
I
little
think the
better than
Bears
where they
are
are.
better than where they are. I think the Jets are better than where they are. I think the Seahawks are definitely better than where they
The
are.
Bears 100%. I think Caleb Williams will be fine. I think they're with Swift and DJ Moore,
Yes.
they should be higher on this.
Swift, DJ Moore. I mean, that's going to be.
The Patriots are sneaky good.
If May's good, if
I
Drake
think-
May's good,
I think Diggs is. I don't think Diggs is what Diggs was at this point. Travion's good. I think the Seahawks, Darnold coming off of the season he had, Kenneth Walker and Jackson Smith and Jigba is pretty
It's
good.
a good look.
I mean, we're like, I hate this. We're in our own tier, but if that's the list, yeah.
Well, if that's the list, I like us better than the Saints.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, we just don't know about
We just don't have the middle of that. Yeah.
Probably right now, Kenny Pickett, Jerome Ford, Jerry Jeudy,
Yeah.
if you're really doing it.
Yep. So the last group here is Giants with Russell Wilson, Tyrone Tracy Jr., and Malik Neighbors.
That's better than
The Titans with Cam Ward, Tony Pollard, and Calvin Ridley. The Panthers with Bryce Young, Chuba Hubbard, and Tatoria McMillan.
I like the Panthers group.
I think Young will bounce back, and McMillan's a stud. And
Young
I think
was good
Chuba's
down the stretch.
He was, yeah. He had a really good last half of the season. Colts, Daniel Jones, Jonathan Taylor, and Michael Pittman Jr., and then the Saints with Tyler
was this-
Shuck, Alvin Kamara, Chris Olave.
Did you guys just print this off of whatever they had?
Well, we printed it because I think CBS went from worst to first.
Got it. So you reorganize it.
Yes, but they spelled Michael Pittman's name wrong.
Well, that's what I was asking.
Yeah. And then us last with Flacco, Judkins, and Judy on the list. So if you're high ranked on this list, you got a good team.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of that simple is the way that it shakes out.
Interesting that for the Texans they put Joe Mixon over Nick Chubb as the running back. And he was very good last year. He was their starter. So on that level, I think I get it.
Have you heard anything from? I've seen Nick, and I know they're just reporting, but I mean, I've seen him. We saw him through some of the workout stuff, but I haven't heard anything in terms of how it's going for him down there. Obviously, root for him. I think you're right. I think the one that's probably the most balanced, best is Philly.
Right.
I mean, they got a top 10 quarterback, the number 1 running back, and A.J. Brown's for sure a top 10 receiver. Bengals have a top 4 quarterback, a top 2 receiver, and then Chase Brown. Ravens have a top 4 quarterback, top 2 running back, and then Zay Flowers.
Yep.
But Zay Flowers is better than Chase Brown. You think, or no?
That Zay Flowers is better than Chase Brown? I do think.
That's what I think too.
I think the Lions one should be higher.
I
think they should be in the first
I keep
tier.
going back to that.
It just
I
might
think they
be
should be in the
people don't
first tier.
respect Goff the way that they should.
Yeah, because Gibbs is darn good, and Amon-Ra St. Brown is a machine.
Yeah.
I mean, those three.
I'll be interested to see what they do. New coordinators.
That's where it's hard for teams. Can they
Yeah.
keep it going? Goff last year, 72% completions, 4,600 yards, 37 touchdowns, 12 picks, rating of 111.8, was 5th in the MVP voting. And then Amon-Ra, I bet he was like 1,400 would be my guess. Amon-Ra, 115 for 1,263 and 12 touchdowns. Gibbs had 2,000 total yards and 20 total touchdowns to lead the league. They should be in the first tier.
Yeah.
They should be in the first tier. That's my big gripe. Amon-Ra was first team All-Pro. They had 3 people in the top 11 in the Offensive Player of the Year voting. How crazy is that?
That's pretty crazy.
On their team, Gibbs, Amon-Ra, and Goff. I bet, in fact, I'd go so far as to say they're the only team on this list that can make that claim.
Yeah, I think that's probably
I'd
correct.
say. All right. Offensive Player of the Year voting. Saquon 1. Lamar Jackson was 2. Jamar Chase was 3. Derrick Henry was 4. Joe Burrow was 5. This is pretty easy. Josh Allen, Jefferson, Gibbs, Goff, Kyron, Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah. All 3.
3 in the top 11.
It's pretty good. Are we doing Chris Rose next? All right. Chris Rose coming up next. You're listening to Cleveland Browns Daily on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Serious lawyers, serious injuries. Call 1-800-ELK Ohio for a free case review. Elk & Elk, proud partner of your Cleveland Browns. Time to head out on that Twisted Tea hotline, brought to you by Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea, official sponsor of your Cleveland Browns. Keep it twisted, Cleveland. He is the preseason television voice of your Cleveland Browns. He is the great Chris Rose, and he joins us. Buddy, it is good to talk to you. You can have the Stallone catalog or the Schwarzenegger catalog, but only one. Which one do you pick?
I think Schwarzenegger.
It's the right call. It's the right call.
Yeah, we agree.
That is correct.
Couldn't agree more. You are correct, sir. Yes.
Okay, good. For goodness sakes.
Yeah.
Both former Best Damn Sports Show period guests.
I love
led to
that.
Very funny moments.
Which one was the better guest?
But they were both great. Listen, I mean, they're A plus listers. Tom obviously knew Arnold from True Lies. And so he asked him to come on the show within probably the first 6 weeks, I would say, when nobody knew what we were about. They didn't know what the heck he joined us though and did everything we asked. He did fun skits, he did comedy, he did a great interview, the whole bit. But Stallone was hilarious. Booger McFarlane was a guest host that day. He was still playing for Tampa. And he says, I took a date to throw Mama from the train. He's like, and before he could finish his line, Stallone reached into his pocket and said, "Here's $40. My bad." So he got it. It was pretty good.
That is excellent. We should also add,
That's so good.
when you were listing Chris's accolades, of which there are many. Tremendous user of unique microphones. We know that part is well documented.
Yeah.
But also,
Okay, seriously? I mean, guys, for God's sakes. Bo, I was listening to this the other day, and he dragged you down the mucky river.
I dragged nobody.
Shame on him for doing that. And I'm sure Gibby
Nobody.
is
He
laughing
has
behind the
eyes.
glass right now.
The guy's got eyes.
Seriously,
I didn't see
guys,
it,
clean
bud.
it up a little bit. I mean, jeez. Holy smokes. Don't turn around, Sticker. I see you doing your work. Don't. Let's go. We're representing a fine organization.
Yes,
Clean it
we
up,
are.
everybody.
Also wanted to say,
I don't know what you're talking about. What needs to be cleaned?
Chris,
It just seems
I was
like
going to say, you clean it up.
Yeah,
honestly,
I
sir.
mean,
I like an ISO cam for that.
had
You
a
clean it up.
certain shape that
Yeah, it was
you know,
unique.
It was a different shape for a microphone.
Healing.
If Shohei and Paul Skeens had no problem with it, then you two can move on as well. Gibby, I'm not so sure.
All right.
He's
Thank you. I appreciate that.
He's a lost cause.
He is a lost cause. So Chris also spent some time across the pond this summer working on a show that's coming back. It's going to be a big deal. Big deal with a good pal, The Miz.
American Gladiators
Yeah.
is back. That's
Yeah.
right. We're coming back.
Oh.
How about that?
on Amazon Prime. It'll be out at some point early 2026.
Yeah.
For those of you that haven't seen it, go spin up the old clips on YouTube, not the 2008 version. I'm talking from 1989
The original.
through 96.
Wow.
Yeah, when the likes of Mike Adamle and Larry
Yeah, Adamle.
I was
Zonka
just gonna
were
say.
broadcasting it. So we paid homage, certainly, to the yesteryear of American Gladiators, and also broke out a bunch of new events. Gladiators, good people, fun,
How cool is that?
slightly
Tim and The
more
Miz?
muscular than yours truly.
Barely.
And the contenders were great.
Barely. Yeah.
So that is. I was just going to ask: are you the Mike Adamle character, and are you playing the role of Mike Adamle in this? And what's crazy is, as a kid, I only knew Adamle from Gladiators. I didn't know him as a former player, or that he played at Northwestern. I think, Chris, and correct me if I'm wrong on that.
also a
Sure
brief
did.
stint as a WWE announcer and botched like 3 names, and McMahon said,
That's
"You're
it.
fired."
You're fired. That's it.
Yeah.
But in college, I did like a tour work internship in Chicago, and he was a local Chicago TV guy.
Yep.
Even still, years
Yeah.
later. So yeah. Oh, that's cool, man. Congrats. That's fun.
Yeah, it was a blast. So I call all the events. Nathan's good friend, The Miz, is the host, along with a woman named Roxy Diaz. She's on Good Morning America, also does a show with Dion. And, we had a great time together. It was a lot of work. We crammed in a couple of seasons over about a 3-week shooting period, so there wasn't a lot of late night frolicking around,
The French
the town,
countryside?
but it was nope, not a lot of that. A lot of work, and hopefully the product will be good. So I can't wait for that. But I'm more excited about what's going on. Let's see, what are we? 2 weeks from Friday?
Yeah.
That's right, baby.
Do you
That's
ever? We've all of a certain age, and we've been at this for a long time, and it seems amazing to me. Like, it feels like we blink and we were just doing this, and then here we are again. Another season, and away we go, and you just put one foot in front of another, and you wake up and you're at the combine. And you're like, what just happened? That's my experience with football season. You've been doing this a long time. Do you have a similar experience with the massive scope of the football season now?
Yeah, because I don't know exactly when the NFL adopted the motto, there is no off season, but that is true, right? We go right from Super Bowl to the combine. It feels like the window gets tighter and tighter every year, but it's about 12 to 14 days after Super Bowl Sunday. We get that thing rolling in Indianapolis. And then right after that is the start of the league year. And then right after that, we're into pro days. Mm-hmm. And then right after that, we're into the draft. And right after that, we're into rookie minicamp. And right after that, we're into mandatory minicamp. And then everybody gets to take about a 3.5-week nap. And then here we are. I mean, It's not even truly the end of July, and camps are full throttle going tomorrow. So, it's great. It's fun. I'll be out at Rams camp for Back Together Saturday on NFL Network this weekend with our buddy MJD.
Nice.
So I'll get a good look at our third preseason opponent up close.
When you kind of think about this camp, it feels to me like it's got as many storylines, obviously the biggest at the quarterback position, as we've had in a long time. There actually are a great deal of unknowns here. What are you excited about getting your eyes on as we get ready? And I think a preseason that has the chance to be unlike any that we've had in recent memory, where you got three quarterbacks who probably need to play a lot in the preseason. Joe Flacco, I think, could roll out of bed as he did literally off the couch in L.A. a couple of years ago. But are you excited about that prospect, just how different that is going to be?
Well, as I prep for our first game against the Carolina Panthers, I am learning the names Ethan Garbers and Jack Plummer. Those are not Shedeur Sanders and Dylan Gabriel.
No.
Okay? No disrespect to those men who played at UCLA and Louisville respectively, but every snap is critical. Every snap means something. And Nathan, you've called these games now long enough where when you get to the third and fourth quarter of some of these, you're like, holy smokes. Like I'm not so sure that guy could start at our Turkey Day bowl game, with the family. But here, you could make a legitimate argument. I know that they don't want to start the young guys out the gate. I get it. But you could make a legitimate argument that any of those four quarterbacks could be maybe not the starter week 1, but week 9,
sure,
week 12.
Absolutely.
Where everything is important for the future of this franchise and decision-making going forward. So it's really, I'm not just saying this because I'm calling the preseason games, it's really must-watch football. It's the most important storylines of the preseason are happening with the Cleveland Browns. I firmly believe that.
Well, I was just going to say, and you guys both have done through the years an incredibly professional job of calling back end of preseason games, but I've got some news for both of you. A great many people weren't necessarily watching or listening to what you were calling because it didn't matter.
That's like
That's
like your opinion, man.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I don't want to break your hearts, but that ain't the case this year, boys. You're going to have from first kick to final whistle and a very attentive audience because there aren't enough reps, Chris, to your point, there aren't enough reps to get everybody equal time. So you've got four quarterbacks who need a ton of reps, who need a ton of game-like situations. Everything's being judged. Every preseason snap offensively matters.
Yep.
We've never been able to truly say that before, but that's the case now.
No. And let's be honest here. because we're coming off the season that we're coming off of. The offense at times last year was a challenge to watch for Browns fans. And I'm not saying anything that the Browns don't know. The numbers don't lie. Now, did the team look significantly better when Jameis came in and moved the ball against a top-notch Denver defense on a Monday night? Like, that was, even though we lost and even though he occasionally threw the ball to the other team, that was like an enjoyable game for us. I'm not saying that, like, we should get a participation trophy or anything, but based
Denver
on
was
what
a fun
we
game
went
to
through
watch.
as a fan base.
Yes, that was a fun
It
game
was.
to watch.
And so we need to be able to, the Browns need to be able to resuscitate that energy into the fan base and feel like we're making progress. And it does start, I really believe, with Kevin Stefanski and his coaching staff setting a better tempo during training camp. I think it's really important. I hope that the one joint practice they're going to get with the Panthers and the two they're going to get with the defending Super Bowl champion Eagles will kind of show them that, hey, we got to crank it up a notch a little bit earlier this year. And those games on Friday, Saturday, and Saturday during the preseason can be a little bit of a litmus test to show the fans that we mean a little something here, energy-wise.
I think to your point, I think it's imperative, and I also think it is going to happen. I think that this is going to be a training camp that is longer, that is more physical. I think the Browns have made a lot of decisions in the past based on what they believed was going to lead to better player health, and I think the Browns did everything last year that you could possibly have done and had one of the more injury-riddled seasons of any team in the league. And I think you've got to be calloused, you've got to be hardened, you've got to be ready to go. And, unlike last year where you didn't have, an AFC North game until well into the season, you've got 2 right out of the gate. You've got 3 in your first 6, and the other 3 are the NFC North. Everybody you play in the first, 6 games won at least 9 games last year, if not 10. I can't remember if the Bengals won 10. Maybe they just missed the playoffs.
10,
but everybody had won. The other ones all won double digits. So you've got to be ready to go. I'm with you. I think this has got to be, and that's going to be the balance, is going to be finding when do we end this quarterback competition, name a starter, and then full on get that person ready to play, because it is going to be, you're going right into it. It is going to be tough right out of the gate. Bo, do you have those? Is it?
They were 9 and 8.
9 and 8. Okay. So everybody. So
yeah, I mean.
Yep.
Well, I think the point is that those joint practices, they get a lot done, and they are important, and it has to be tonally somewhere between what we've seen with Kevin Stefanski and his coaching staff and between Fisticuffs Freddie when we had that, whatever that was in Indianapolis a bunch of years ago. So, the tone can be set. You're right about naming a quarterback. I haven't heard that question asked to Kevin Stefanski yet. I don't know if he's going to answer it or not, but it has to be asked. When do you need to have a guy in place? His answer might be, well, we're still working on that, but they know the answer. They know.
Yep. I think it'll be a few weeks. It'll be a few weeks.
Yep.
Do you think it will be – do we think it's possible that we will play that final preseason game without knowing who the starter is?
No.
You think by then you'll know?
I can't believe that.
I think you'll know by then.
I think you have to know. I think you have to know. There's very few teams when they go into a – usually there's just 2 people in a quarterback derby. Here you can believe whatever you want, if it's 2, 3, or 4, whatever the number is.
But it's a derby, right?
They've got to know after that Philadelphia week, in my opinion. They have to.
Yeah. Yeah. Going to be interesting. When are you here? Can't wait to see you.
I know. We need more.
Well, I'll be bringing microphones for all. You'll be happy to know.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Our wives will appreciate that.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. And actually, we're not getting to Cleveland until probably right before the Rams game, but we're going to hang out for a while too.
Yes.
I like it.
We
Good.
need to.
Good.
Got to break
Yeah.
bread.
Yeah.
It is home.
That's right.
That's right.
Absolutely. I mean, baby gift in tow,
Oh,
the whole
baby.
bit.
Little Luke.
For God's sakes. Yeah, we're going to redecorate the whole house with stuff
Let's
from
go.
Uncle Chris and Aunt Michelle,
I love it.
cousins Brady and Josh. Yeah, it's all sorts of
And a
stuff
recent birthday for the lovely Michelle Rose.
That's right,
Yes,
that's right.
Yes. Happy birthday on
Yeah.
CBD for her.
All right, buddy. We know you got to run. We appreciate you a great deal. Look forward to
The best.
seeing you both in person and on a television very, very soon.
I
Thanks
can't
for
wait
your
to
time, buddy.
embrace you.
Cannot wait, boys. It's always a blast catching up. And by the way, that's a clean looking graphic of me that you used on the screen.
Look at
It
that.
is good. Look at that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Youthful exuberance right there.
It makes me want to shave my beard when I look at that, but I think I'm going to hang on to it a few more.
We're all
hanging on to it, brother.
hanging on to these beards.
There he
for good
goes.
reason.
Chris Rose.
Bye, boys.
There he
Bye.
goes. He's brought to you by Twisted Tea Hard IC, official sponsor of your Cleveland Browns. Keep it twisted, Cleveland. So much more to come. Cleveland Browns Daily, 850 ESPN Cleveland. Go, kids. That's a show.
Boys are back in town.
Hey, we'll have a practice tomorrow. It'll be after we're done, but there will be a practice tomorrow, and then the first open practice Friday. So,
I think there's
before we know
practice tomorrow and Thursday.
Thursday too?
Yeah.
But those are both closed, and then
Correct.
the first one that's open is Friday.
Are they open to the media?
Dirty. Oh, yeah. Availability at 12:50 tomorrow, kids.
Oh,
We'll have a little podium.
little podium time.
Podes.
Little podes.
Yeah.
Love a good pode.
Well, if media is then, I feel like somebody could meander their way right on up here. Get
Oh,
on.
I like it. I like where your head's at. Let's do it. Next
Can't say they
level's
wouldn't.
next. We're back tomorrow. Cleveland Browns Daily, 850 ESPN Cleveland.